They're back. Hillary Clinton supporters are going around calling the quote unquote liberal left sexist. This Orwellian language is amazing. Look, we told you that if you wanted real sexism, you were really going to get it in the general election against Donald Trump, and boy, did you get it. Now, that was sexism. Now, why are you still going back and trying to call Bernie Sanders supporters sexist? Why on God's green earth would they be doing that? And I've got an example for you guys. Because they've got to set the narrative. It wasn't their fault. Please, please, Washington, hire them again. Hillary Clinton staffers were geniuses, and they should run the party again if it wasn't for those damn liberal sexists. Really? You want to run the Democratic Party while you talk about how liberals are sexist? That's insane. So part of the reaction has been to a tweet I sent out yesterday. I said, one upside of the election is all of the Hillary staffers and supplicants in the media not getting jobs in the White House that they were dying for. Now, I wrote that because I've been reading all over the media about how they were measuring the drapes and they were looking forward to all these jobs, and they're so upset that they didn't get the jobs and they don't know what to do because they were with her. They were with her. They should have been rewarded for 10 years. They were with her. Why didn't they get it? Why didn't they get it? They were so ready. And later in the Hill, I read that they were looking forward to their, quote, gilded future. Oh no. Now this election has almost no upsides. And we've talked about what a disaster Trump is. But at least those guys who couldn't wait to profit off of the establishment are not in roles there, as they are clueless about what the Democrats should actually do to win elections. So then Amanda Marcotte writes to me, and she writes on Twitter, the eagerness about the tweet I just read you, about how, the Hillary staffers won't have jobs in the White House. She says the eagerness to put women, especially on the back burner, and turn all leadership over to men is just naked and disgusting. Wait, who said anything about Hillary Clinton female supporters? Who said anything about giving all the jobs to men? Well, she just absolutely invented that. And then I thought, that's because she's a female Hillary supporter and she wanted a job. So when I wrote that in general, she thought, you're talking about me because I couldn't wait for my gilded future. So what should I do? What should I do? What did we do during the primaries? Oh, right. We'll call him sexist. Okay. Well, it's curious because on the day of the election, after Trump had won, I said that Elizabeth Warren would landslide him in 2020. So if I want Warren to run for president, is that some sort of secret trick? Support a woman as the most powerful person on earth so I could do what? Just the other day, I did a video about who should run the DNC. 2 out of my 4 choices were women, Nina Turner and Tulsi Gabbard. Hey, Amanda Marcotte, all the Hillary Clinton supporters, you guys want to have a deal? Let's put Tulsi Gabbard or Nina Turner as the head of the DNC. Come on. You guys are pro-women, aren't you? Why don't we put those women in? Oh, I see. It doesn't have anything to do with women or men. It has to do with you don't like progressives, or what now you are calling, quote unquote, the liberal left. I just looked at her Twitter account a little bit because I was amazed. I was like, really? We're going with terms like the liberal left? And, the liberal left is sexist. Great. We'll prove we're not. Come on, put Tulsi Gabbard in as the DNC. Put her as the chair of the DNC. Oh, you're not going to do it. Why? Because she won't give you a job. Oops. So look, this is all part of their effort to set the narrative. The narrative they want to do after the election, it wasn't us, it wasn't our fault, it wasn't Hillary's fault. It was those damn sexist liberals that cost us the election. That is hilarious and ridiculous. And by the way, now some of the guys who follow me, or people who follow me, one of them said, hey, Cenk is originally of Muslim origin, and Amanda Marcotte's white. Does that make her a person of privilege? Amanda, how dare you attack me? That is so racist of the non-liberal left, of the conservative left, the establishment left. Okay, you want to? A lot of people can play at these games. They're stupid games. Just focus on the ideas. And by the way, the only person that I went back and forth with was Peter Dow. Again, having nothing to do with women, but you invented that for your own purposes. And one of the people that are Hillary supporters said, Jank, it's so unfair that you talk about Hillary Clinton's Wall Street speeches because men of position were getting the same rate. Oh, I'm so sorry. Was I interrupting people of position as they were getting $225,000 at a time from Wall Street? See, that's why you lost the election. Because you know that 71% of Americans make $50,000 or less. And let's be clear, 71% of working Americans make $50,000 or less. And right before she ran for president and started her campaign, Hillary Clinton took 3 speeches from Goldman Sachs alone at $225,000 a piece. $675,000. And you didn't think that would set off any alarm bells? You thought, oh, well, people of position do this all the time. I don't see why, I shouldn't be able to do it as well. And then you got surprised that people working in the Rust Belt, working their ass off, and not making much money, didn't like that. And you think it was our fault for pointing out your obvious shortcomings. The people in Michigan already knew. They already knew you were part of the establishment. They already knew you were measuring the drapes. They threw a brick through the window of the establishment to spite you guys because they thought this system sucks. It's killing me. I got to change this system by any means necessary. They would have voted for Bernie 56-44. That's what the poll says. He would have landslided Donald Trump. He would have won. If by those same margins in the popular vote, Reagan won 49 states. But no, the Hillary supporters had to have their jobs that they'd been waiting for this whole time. And when all of it didn't work out, they come back around and go, oh, it must have been the sexists. Look, last thing on this, guys. Let me use a Barack Obama quote that he used to say about Bush and the Republicans. He said, if someone drives a car into a ditch, why would you let them take the wheel again? So these Hillary supporters just drove a car into a giant ditch named Trump. They let Trump win. They let him become the most powerful man on earth. Sorry, you're not getting the wheel again. After driving the ditch, you can use any lame excuse you want, but we're not going to give you the wheel again. From now on, we're going to go in a progressive direction. I know that you love to, in the past, intimidate and use the media to say, oh, anybody who opposes us is not opposing us on ideas or ideology, but because they have some bad intent. Well, you don't control the media anymore, so sad day for you. And we're going to take the wheel and we're going to drive it in a progressive direction, a direction that the American people actually want. Get out the way. Get out the way.